So currently I'm a makeup artist with an MLM called Saint. So you're essentially an affiliate. You just sign up and you pay for like a starter kit, and then you just sell makeup online. That's really all it is. It's just selling a certain product online. It's not retail. You're not going to find it in stores or anything. You have to work with an artist, like we're called artists. And I love it. I've been doing it for 4.5 years. It's so much fun. I love the business model. I love the product. I love the company. It's like the perfect fit for me, which is really weird because I didn't like makeup growing up. I didn't really learn how to do my makeup. I just kind of was like, keep it really simple, mascara, foundation, whatever. But the product was really simple, super affordable, really clean. And I loved how they set up their program for like being an affiliate with them, especially compared to the other two companies, which we'll get into. But I don't know, it just all worked out. And so the short answer is I'm basically like a social media influencer, which I hate saying, but technically by definition, that's like the easiest explanation.
You say artist. I'm okay with that. Makeup artist.
But I didn't like go to school to be a makeup artist. So, some people are like, you're not. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine.
Like you don't have a piece of paper like I do.
I'm like, I have the hours in it. Okay.
Right.
But no, it's all good. So essentially my job, the nice thing that I like about it as well is, and not that you know this, but finding the perfect foundation match for your skin tone is really, really hard because you can't go into a lot of stores and just like test everything out. And so
I wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know that. So I like it because I get to have a customer connection. I get to help them really customize the routine for them and build it out for them in this like one compact. And I have like a less than 1% return rate. So I'm doing pretty good in that field. So I can match it pretty good. And it just makes the process really easy for people. And then not only that, but I'm constantly giving education. So I'm teaching them how to do things. I do free complimentary consultations with them. And I'm just there to make them feel as like beautiful as they really are and confident and just kind of help them through the whole process. And it might seem a little silly, but I really do love it. And I work with anyone from like a teenager to cute little like 70-year-old ladies and everywhere in between. And it's so diverse. It's super fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Well, it's crazy to think of how many products have to be out there to match skin tones, different. I'm sure there's all kinds of variables, right? Mm-hmm. I gotta be honest, like I haven't spent a ton of time watching you do makeup and put makeup
That's
on,
fair.
but I see the clips go through, right? And I always think like, man, she's got like, it's always something creative. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, I think one you were starting to do, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but you're doing one that a customer orders. Is that right?
Yeah. So I have a
just
series.
Like different ways.
Yeah. So I have a series where the customer order does my makeup. Okay. So I essentially take the basis of what they ordered and I just do the same thing. So if somebody just ordered like contour and blush, I would just do my makeup with that. Or if they ordered certain eyeshadows, I would do an eyeshadow look with that just to show them like what it could look like and what it could be.
Demo type.
Yeah. And it's like a quick little demo and it's really fun. And it's just, again, like another way to add value because sometimes people will do different combos that other people might think of, or some people like way more coverage than others. And so showing that versatility with the same product, I think is really cool. So it's fun.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to come back to all this. I didn't want to get in too deep. So how long have you been in the industry? I know you've been through a couple brands, businesses. Mm-hmm. Kind of walk me through that, and I'm going to pull out some stuff while we're going through it.
Okay. So technically, you could say I've been in it like 11 years.
Okay.
So my first company, I was 19. I think I maybe lasted a year. And it was fine. Definitely opened my eyes to just different types of like business models. Because I was hardcore like corporate girly. Like I want to be like this boss babe and wear pencil skirts and feel powerful. And so to see that you can do something from home that could bring in income, it was really cool. Like I went to their big conference and all of that, and it was awesome. I was like so mega inspired, and I still to this day will like vouch by that. Like that company didn't work for me, but that doesn't mean that it didn't like inspire me or teach me things.
Right.
But it didn't work out, so I moved on. And then I did another company, I guess a few years after that. And I went into that very much just like, oh, this product is hot, it's shiny, and it's new. I want to make some money. And they had a good compensation plan. It was like 50% commission or something like that, which is like really high.
Yeah.
And so I got in. I did pretty good, but there was, for me, I lacked the training and the support that I needed, and I just didn't love the products. So I just, again, kind of moved on, cut my losses, moved on.
Was that kind of thing on the first product too? You didn't love the product?
Yeah. So with the first company, I just didn't love it. Like the more I used it, I was just kind of like, it's not for me. And it was more for a little bit of an older generation. So I just felt like I was slacking. I don't know. I just didn't know how to appeal to my generation with those products.
A little outdated.
Yeah. And now they've definitely come around in the last few years. But so then I think I did that one for probably another year. And then I got into Saint, which I've been doing for 4.5 years. It's been super fun.
And everything's just been firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's definitely like challenges.
Sure.
But a lot of that comes just with my own personal growth and age. Like I tried to start a business when I was 19. Like that's really hard to do.
Sure.
So now when you're like closer to 30, it's like, okay, like I had corporate experience behind me, social media experience behind me, all kinds of stuff. So it all just kind of stacked up. But I think the biggest thing was that I had a much better appreciation and passion for the product and the company. And so truly everything just like lined up really well. And I just went into it kind of what we were saying before of like, if I'm going to do another MLM, like I'm committed to it and I'm like not going to take no for an answer.
Did your research.
Did my research. I was really nervous to tell my husband like, hey, I want to do another one.
And he's like, no.
Because it's like the most cliche, like Utah thing to do, but who cares? Like, whatever. And Dakota's the best. He's like, truly like, yeah, like do it. And then he's like, get the biggest package to get started and like, kill it. And I had like this whole presentation prepared and he was just like, no, you're good. Like, whatever.
You don't need my permission.
He just has so much like belief in me. I love it. Sometimes he carries me through the hardships, but so I went into it like, this is my thing. And I went into it. And by that point I had about like 6 years recruiting experience. So, team building can be a big thing in the MLM world of like how to make passive like residual income. And so that's a big thing for me. Like obviously I can make good money just with my own personal sales, but at the end of the day, the goal is to have like tons of flexibility and time. And so if I can have a passive income, then that comes with team building. So I went into it right out of the gate of like, okay, who wants to do this with me? Which again, I get that's like, but
they're like, oh, she's on number 3 now.
Yeah, but I'm like, well, that's a whole nother subject. But that's true. Like that's a big fear because going into it, not only with the business model, but there's a huge stigma around it. And I get it. I was burned by companies. I lost money.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the business model is good and it's no different than so many other things like real estate or whatever,
insurance.
Whatever. Yeah. So anyways, so I just was like, I'm going to make this work. And I had a few girls like sign up with me and they're still with me and it's really cool. So with this particular company, there's 10 like ranks or like levels of leadership. And I hit the 5th rank within 10 months.
Wow.
Which is really cool. So it's the top 2% of the company. I have been there for a while, but that's okay. Like, because at the end of the day, I don't know. It's really not about the rank. It's more so about what the business model is offering me. And right now it's giving me good money and I get to be home. So before I started with Saint, I had 2 full-time jobs. And so I was able to quit both of those jobs, like support my family until my husband was able to like get out of school, and it just kind of, I don't know, just like worked out. So I worked my butt off for a hot minute, and then I was like, okay, I need a break. And so now we're just at a steady pace, and it's been pretty good. So